Let's talk about how to hold the transducer and image orientation. The abdominal ultrasound transducer come in various shapes and sizes and are customized to specific study types and indications. In general, the curvilinear transducer are based adapted to obstetric scanning as they conform to the abdominal curvature in pregnancy. The larger transducer are harder to manipulate than smaller one, but when they provide a special function such as 3D or explains as well that used to tolerate the adapter. This is the figure so how we are holding the transducer. The transducer should be held in the operator's scanning hand in a compatible way with the minimum pressure on the wrist and phalangeal joint. It is important that the transducer raise the palm of the hand and the finger on the body of the transducer with minimal pressure. In these positions, thumb and fingers allow for the greatest precision of the movements, such as sliding and rotating and angling with minimal tension in the wrist. Note that the transducer is held very close to its footprint. Holding the transducer with thumb and finger at mid-body forces the operator to use the wrist motions, which increase the chances of repeated stress, so doesn't allow for the fine transducer manipulation. Finally, holding the transducer near its cable end is least effective. It requires elbow and shoulder motions, thus results significant fatigue. Or preferred way of holding the transducer is the transducer is held at the palm of the hand and with minimal pressure on the wrist and phalangeal joints. Then this is the wrong way of holding the transducer with the thumbs and finger at mid body should be avoided as it involves wrist motions for manipulation. This may result in repeated stress injury. The holding the transducer with thumb and fingers at its cable end is least effective. It involves elbow and shoulder motion for manipulation. This may result in repeated stress injury. All transducer have a smack notch that distinguishes one side from the other. In holding the transducer transversely, the mark on the transducer should be to the patient right side, and if the transducer is held in a longitudinal orientation, the mark should be towards the uterine fundus, that is patient's head. This orientation allows for the display of the right side of the patient's abdomen in transverse scanning and the upper part of the patient's abdomen in longitudinal scanning on the right side of the monitor. Besides facilitating interpretations of your ultrasound image by others, there are advantages to sticking to these simple routes. The position of the fetus and placenta can be evaluated with quick glance at the ultrasound image, and special orientation is greatly facilitated. When holding the transducer transversely, the mark on the transducer should be to the patient's right side. This is the uterine fundus transducer mark. With holding the transducer longitudinally, the transducer mark labeled should be towards the uterine fundus, this patient's head. The transducer cable should be supported in order to provide minimal pull, eliminate drag during scanning. On many occasions, the cable can be supported in the transducer holder during the scanning. Check that the cable is not too rigid, which may interfere with the easy transducer and manipulation. Transducer should be placed gently on the patient's abdomen with minimal pressure. Applying abdominal pressure with the transducer will not improve image quality and is uncomfortable for the patient and for the operator also. Furthermore, the transducer pressure on the abdomen may result in fetal bradycardia in some instances. The only instance where digging the transducer is justified is in late pregnancy, when the fetal head is as low in the pelvis and evaluation of the anatomy and biometry is difficult. In order to minimize the pull on the transducer cables should be supported as shown in this paper. The ultrasound scanning technique. Understand the ultrasound is an operator dependent imaging modality. There is some scanning technique that can improve your image and maximize visualization of fetal anatomy and axal structures. You have selected here some scanning technique that authors use on a daily basis in their busy practice. Select the appropriate ultrasound transducer setting. It is important to start your ultrasound examination by selecting the appropriate ultrasound transducer and presets for the study. Transducer have various footprint sizes, megahertz ranges. Some are added to the first trimester and others for the third trimester when for the depth is critical. For more details on properties of transducer, Furthermore, the ultrasound machines have manufacturers established presets that optimize resolution frame rate of various types of study. It is important that you familiarize yourself with presets and choose right preset for the right study. It is advisable to have a session with the ultrasound company application specialist. When new ultrasound machines is bought in order to customize yourself to manufacture preset. The functionality of the equipment. Apply minimal pressure on the abdomen. Learn to scan how while applying the minimal pressure on the patient's abdomen. There are several advantages to this technique to minimize the patient discomfort, reducing the possibility of stress injury on the operative elbow. Furthermore, applying minimal pressure will allow film manual fluid between the anterior and interior. Applying minimal pressure will allow form a film of permanent fluid between the anterior and interior of the target organ, which enhances visualization. The only pressure that is needed to allow full contact between the ultrasound transfer footprint of the patient's skin. The transverse plane of fetal abdomen in the second trimester of pregnancy. Increased pressure is applied to one maternal abdomen, resulting in compression of the fetal abdomen. Minimal optimal pressure is applied in B, resulting in improved imaging with a film of amniotic fluid between the uterine wall and the fetal abdomen broken arrows. Furthermore, the minimal pressure resulting in no deformity in the abdominal perimeter, which improve abdominal circumference measurement. Reduce depth to minimum in order to optimize the performance of ultrasound. Especially in obstetrics, it is important to minimize the depth on your ultrasound screen. This will enhance resolution and frame rate. An image with greater depth require more processing from the ultrasound equipment, which results in lower frame rate and reduced resolution. The ultrasound image 4 chamber in the second trimester pregnancy. Note how small fetal heart in A, that the depth of the image is not adjusted. And the depth is minimized in B, same bit as resulting in imaging magnification, minimizing depth also improve frame rate. Minimize the sector width. Most ultrasound machines have the ability to adjust the sector width on ultrasound screen. It is important to start your examination with wider sector width. Once the target organ is under view, reduce the sector width as much as possible around the target organs. Wide sector width. The transverse view of the fetal heads in the second trimester pregnancy. This was a wide sector width, which is initial approach to image optimization. Once the target organ is under view, reduce the sector width. Adequate sector width. The transverse view of the fetal head, same bit as shown in figure, that adequate sector width applied is maneuver to optimize the imaging and increase the frame rate. Adjust focal zones. The focal zones would be adjusted to the level of the target at the study. Using multiple focal zones tends to reduce the frame rate, and this would be avoided in obstetrical scanning. The ultrasound of the transverse plane of the fetal abdomen in a focal zone is erroneously applied below the target organ. Note that improved lateral resolutions are always compared to AB, the target organ, and the focal zone occurred. Zoom area of interest. Once you have adjusted the depth, sector width, focal zone, magnify the area of interest by selecting the zoom option on the ultrasound machine. This can be achieved by zooming the whole image and selecting area of interest from the image to magnify. It is important to learn the scanning in these features, which allows for the identification of the details within the target organs. This is especially critical when you are scanning the fetal heart, given its complex anatomy and small size. Note that for many machines, there are two forms of zoom. One simply is button, that is rotate right or left, makes the image bigger and smaller. Other zoom, open a box that you can position the size over area, is a right zoom. The reconfiguration of the machine to consider more data the area. The 4-chamber view of the fetal heart rate without or with the magnification in the same features. The detailed anatomy features of the heart can be easily recognized in B when compared to A. Image magnification and zoom are important feature of cardiac imaging. Maintain the target anatomic area in the center of the skin. It is important to keep the area of interest in the center of your skin in order to minimize the effect of lateral resolution, as the ultrasound resolution decreases significantly from the central area of the image toward each lateral side. Furthermore, this technique allows for better ultrasound beam to insonate the target area in perpendicular orientation, which enhances visualization. The slide technique, which has not been previously described to our knowledge, allows you to move a target area from the lateral aspect of the image into the center without losing orientation. The slide technique involves sliding the transducer along its long axis. This Click 3.18. This brings target and artery to the center of the screen. While maintaining the same NW orientation, the target is shown the corresponding ultrasound technical instrument. The ultrasound image of the fetal femur longitudinal view as the femur is in the center of the image, allowing for optimal imaging of its border and thus measurement. In B, the distal portion of the femur is the lateral aspect of the image, resulting in reduced resolution. Broken arrow, the solid arrow, which is an ultrasound. Ultrasound scanning technique with the obese pregnant patient. The prevalence of the obesity continues to rise in the recent estimated reporting obesity in about 1/3 of the adult population, and more than half of the pregnant women in India obese women have increased complication during pregnancy. GDM, hypertension, cesarean delivery, in addition to maternal complication, obesity also causes risk of fetus increases the prematurity, stillbirth, macrosomia, higher rate of congenital anomaly. Although sonographic screening during pregnancy is recommended all women, particularly when obese patients, higher rate of structural abnormality, specifically ability to prevent heart defect, abdominal defect. The sonographic assessment of fetal anatomy in the obese population is challenging, with multiple studies confirming that maternal obesity significantly reduces the likelihood of complications. Ultrasound screening. The main difficulty that arises when scanning the obese pregnant women is the size of the panniculars, which not only significantly increase the distance between the transducer and the failed target, also scatter the ultrasound beam, thus decrease the resolution. Several ultrasound scanning techniques are attempted to reduce the distance between the patient skin and the fetus can be placed. Following technique. Ultrasound image the fetal abdominal depth of 11 cm in the obese pregnant woman. The transmission ultrasound is ultrasound between 13 to 15 weeks. This may prove to be the most optimal time for imaging the fetus in obese women with high BMI. Several studies have shown the ability of the early ultrasound to document fetal anatomy in general population. Adapted to obese pregnant women. Scanning under the panniculus, the operator can lift the panniculus with the left hand, the scanner with the right hand. This maneuver is tiring, however, this should not be employed for long scanning time. Alternatively, you can ask the assistant first to hold the panniculus off, as this will reduce the patient's skin fetus distance in most instances. Scanning under the panniculus in obese patients. In this figure, the patient is holding the panniculus off during the examination. Scanning above the panniculus. The ultrasound examination can perform above the panniculus in the region of the mid-abdomen by pushing the panniculus down, which may shorten the distance between the skin and surface of the fetus. The maneuver may be improved filling the patient's bladder, which displays the uterus supply. Scanning above the panniculus in obese patient. In this figure, assistant is pushing the panniculus down during the examination, using the umbilicus as an acoustic saddle. The umbilicus can be used as an acoustic saddle by filling it with ultrasound gel, scanning through it. Alternatively, the transvaginal probe can be used for the umbilicus given its small footprint. This may allow to see fetal anatomy in some obese patient. Scanning through umbilicus using the transvaginal transduction is an obese pregnant women. This technique may improve imaging some obese patient. Placing the patients in the same positions in the position with the patient lying on the left side with the knee and thigh drawn upward toward the chest and abdomen allowed to fall forward. This approach can allow the panniculus to displace to the left side. The operator placed on the right flank, right.